Alrighty. There we go. So, I've been watching all this Andrew Tate crap.
I'll give it to you.
Can I get a picture?
Yeah, I got you. What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah.
Dude, let's go get something.
Anywhere?
Anywhere. Let's go.
Shoes?
Yeah, let's go. All right, is this where you want to go? Yeah. All right, bet. All right, let's get those.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Daddy. Can you get this in 10 and a half?
Sorry, we can't do any of this stuff.
Make a lot of money. We got really good advertising.
We can't really figure that out.
Oh, I ain't gonna
want to talk to you guys. I mean,
as
a
a
listener,
really
as a
excited
listener,
about this. I'm
please
gonna try
just
to
go
talk
do a
fast
live
because I have like a lot to say.
podcast.
Anyways, I was born with a condition called
Agricultural inspection. Wondering where you're traveling from.
It's none of your business.
None of my business.
Yeah.
And Opie and Anthony.
Hey, Stacy, can I get your help out here, please?
I'd like to keep your.
And this. And that. And this. Greta Thunberg really fucked with Andrew Tate. Oh my God, I love this girl. It's awesome. Yup. Holy shit, over 108 million views. Almost 2 million likes. She's done it. The crowd is roaring. Tate is down and out cold. I did not see that coming. I did not see Greta burns Tate on my bingo card. Andrew Tate sitting in his 33 cars after getting bodied by a teenager. Nothing says I'm secure in my masculinity like trying to initiate a pile-on against an autistic teenage girl. Why is her email that? Ugh. Ambulance coming from Andrew Tate. This may well be the greatest tweet of all time. Oh, it definitely is. Not the own you thought it would be, hey fella? And there was me thinking 2022 had peaked. I'm always amazed at how many people think it's okay for a man to harass a woman, but when she takes up for herself, oh, the outrage. Elmo, all is forgiven. Thank you for making this moment possible. Dude got wrecked. Not you lighting the dumpster fire. So basically, here's what Andrew Tate the Tot sent to Greta Thunberg. Or Thunberg, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. If anybody doesn't know, Greta was the autistic child who spoke before, I think it was the UN. I'm not quite sure, though, but she was speaking on behalf of all kinds of people, children around the world, about how climate change is serious, and nobody is doing a fucking thing about it. And it was a very angry, heartfelt, impassioned speech. Anyway, we haven't heard much from her since then. She's made some waves since Donald Trump tried saying something to her. I think it's right down here. In 19, he said, so ridiculous. Greta must work on her anger management problem. Then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill. And she said something to him, or with this tweet from Trump. She said something beforehand that really, really embarrassed him. Anyway, here's Andrew Tate, the man proud of calling himself toxically masculine. Hello, Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8.0 liter quad turbo. My 2 Ferrari 812. Who the fuck knows what this even means? Why a 19-year-old autistic girl would be interested, why she would care, but then please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their enormous admissions. She put, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. And people are really, people are liking my shit already. Said, I believe because he had said something. Somebody said something to the effect of, why don't they just bang and get it over with? There's always one of those assholes. And he put down, she's not ready. So I had to put, I believe she is 19 now. You don't have to pretend you're not a pedo creep. But getting triggered by and asking for the contact info of someone you thought was a minor sure sounded like you are, though. Where was this other shit? I wanted to read all of the shit because people are shit posting and just bombing this dude with so much bullshit after this. Yeah, I had to respond to this Karen too. I find it hilarious that Greta Thunberg took the bait from Andrew Tate and gave him free press. So I had to put down that, he just gave her free press, Karen. An adult male tried to argue with a teenager, and in one phrase, she shut his dumb ass down, to the tune of millions of likes. Greta has now gone viral for the second time in her life. He's still crying over this. She's gone. That's hilarious. And it is. Thank you for confirming via your email address that you have a small penis, Greta Thunberg. The world was curious. And I do agree you should get a life. What a fucking moron. This is how tiny of a fucking brain this dunce has. I mean, I can't even begin to go into how pathetic this response is. At best, you look like you can't come up with a proper response. It makes no sense. Not even in that, I know you are, but what am I sense does it make any sense. And you know what? Worst case scenario, you're curious in a teenager's penis? Because that's actually what it sounds more like. It's less of a, I know you are, but what am I? Like a child, and it actually sounds more like you're interested in a teenager's genitalia, because you're supposed to be the adult. You're supposed to be the older adult. And I don't know. Holy shit. Oh my God, these people are so fucking stupid. No recovering from this sport. Take the L and delete your account. I did not have Greta Thunberg given one of the biggest slams this year on my calendar to Cobra Tate. Fucking grand slam at Denny's served hot and fast. Andrew Tate surmises his fleet of purported uber-masculine cars compensates for his flaccid verbal response and premature verbal ejaculation. Picks on an intelligent young lady because he thinks he can own her. Intelligent young lady fires back. His inner snowflake shines brighter than the sun. Yep, small dick energy is strong with this one. Wow, why would you admit this? Trending in political figures, small dick energy. Trending in political figures. And that's not because of Andrew Tate. That's because of her being a really stand-out political figure nowadays. I noticed he's actually retweeting all of the good things people are saying. Andrew Tate is a genius at PR and marketing. Oh my God. There's always one. It took Needle Dick Cobra Tate 10 hours to come up with his witty comeback. Somebody called me a retard in Andrew Tate's fucking feed. No recovering from this sport. Take the L, delete your account. Translation, nuclear big dick energy. Ouch, you tried to troll a teenager and got absolutely owned. Clowny ass tool. I would say something right here about these photos, but it's going to be horrible. I'm going to get reported for that shit. Yeah, kind of creepy how a grown man wants to randomly email a teen out of the blue. Creep factor, 10 out of 10. Hello, loser. Imagine being so mad you got ratioed, you set up your video camera to make a response. You stewed on this for hours, and this is the piss-poor, weak-as-fuck response you came up with? She owned your bald self. You can't handle it, so you're going all Elon Musk about it. You, a man, got bodied by a teen for all the world to see. Take the L, loser. Get some original content, Top G. How dare she what? Respond to a smart-ass comment with a smart-ass comment? Is it bad because she did it or bad because she did it so much better than you? Greta Thunberg owns Tiny Tate over braggy car tweet. That's something else. Why the fuck is a 19-year-old girl going to have any idea about all this engine shit with cars, have any idea what he's talking about, have any care in the world for it? This is a girl who spoke out to the world about the dangers of climate change. And he's sitting there explaining the inner workings of his vehicles. You know, that's sad. Tristan 10 years ago. Finally, pure cringe. What's happening? Small dick energy. I just realized Mr. Beast follows Cobra Tate on Twitter. I don't know what this implies, but I'll let you guys think about it. Top G Andrew Tate getting owned by 19-year-old. He literally blocked me after this tweet. Hey, bro, can you get a pic of me putting gas in my car? It's for an online feud with the little girl. Redirect your telescope, NASA Webb. This man needs help finding his penis. You own 33 cars. Greta owns one Andrew Tate. Please show me on this doll where Greta hurt your fragile masculinity. Don't imagine this is the first time you've requested a teenage girl's contact details. It's over. Take the L. Imagine being the guy who owned himself this hard. It's funny that he keeps going on about his Bugatti. I picture him more as a second-hand Volvo, something which also gets owned by teenage Swedes. I learned something new today. Thank you for your service to humanity. Dollar store Vin Diesel just got owned. Just let it go, brah. It's over. I think the most absolutely cringe-inducing part of this is that you're not embarrassed. Like you think this is some kind of victorious flex. Oh, he's embarrassed, all right. He's definitely embarrassed. You definitely know he is. Why else would he put on the robe and grab the cigar? Like he thinks he's fucking Hugh Hefner or somebody. We need to talk about Cosby. Republicans believe in limited government. I'm a fan of parody accounts. Yours is one of the best. What planet is Madonna from, and why does this make me so uncomfortable? Ugh, she looks nothing like she did back in the day. Nothing. Too much plastic surgery. Suburban people will say, I just don't understand drag, and then do this to their home. Hey, bro, can you get a pic of me putting gas in my car? Ooh. Okay. What is this? This is how much Republicans really care about the border. 2 of them voted for more funding. 191 against. Why is a 19-year-old climate activist famous? You literally play video games for a living. Okay. Okay. I lift weights. No, you don't. If you worked out, you wouldn't be a fat fuck. New Twitter policy is to follow the science, which necessarily includes reasoned questioning of the science, also known as the scientific method. Burglary, failure to appear, domestic violence, and possession of narcotics. Sweet Lord in heaven above. I can fix her. Sure you can. They're just policing your thoughts and silencing your freedom of speech, man. Tonight on the Joe Rogan podcast, special guest Bert and Ernie discuss how the Holocaust wasn't really any worse than your liberal boss firing you for calling your coworker racial slurs. An alpha male versus an actual adult. You are poor, you are unimportant, men do not fear you, your woman disagrees with you, your lives are shit. If I were forced to endure a year of your life, it would be the worst level of depression imaginable. I'm poor, and I work with special needs students who love me and live a fulfilling life. I have no need for anyone to fear me. I'm content being appreciated. I'm spending Christmas with the woman I love and our 3 gorgeous daughters. We don't agree on everything, and that's perfectly okay. Well said, little neckbeard man. On January 6th of 2023, right-wingers will attempt to reenact January 6th. If Merrick Garland fails to put an end to the criminal cult organization that is the current GOP and Donald Trump, this country will fall to tyranny. I don't know about that. There was an ice storm where I live and a ton of businesses were closed, but this Thai restaurant run by this little old lady, and look what she posted. Fuck yeah, we open. He's really not all right. What a jackass. I'm rubber, you're glue. God, what a fuck nut. He probably had to wait till one of his friends was off work to help him word it. Holy shit.
New curse acquired. Happy to be of service. And the best he could do was telling a 15-year-old girl, well, 19-year-old girl, she has a small dick. Nothing more alpha than lacking even the most basic middle school skills. Oh boy. Have you ever known a guy in your hometown who's like 40 something and bald and a loser? And the only thing he has in his life was that time in 11th grade when the coach put him in and he got to play. And as luck would have it, someone passed him the ball and he caught it. And now 40 some years later, he works for his uncle's carpet company because no one else will give him a job. And he swings by the high school once in a while because he has a car and buys pretend friendship with students by offering to get them some beer for a party on the weekend, telling them to just give him the address and time rather than money so that he can be there. And then he finds some girl who's taken her first shot at vodka at like 13 and is slowly passing out while he tries to pour another one down her throat while saying, "You know, you're really mature for your age." Then he puts her on his shoulder and tries to take her to his car, saying he's going to drive her home, only for her friends to say no and try to protect her. Then he flies into a rage and starts breaking things and assaulting people. Well, imagine if that guy had a God to pray to who embodied all those values, except ramped up to 100. Someone all the loser rapists and incels could worship. That would be Andrew Tate. Oh my God. I wish I could give an award for that one. I should leave a note. Good job. Good job. Middle school boys fucking love this dude. Scary. I don't know if we should be shaming bald or old men. You wrote that whole thing and fucked up his name. What color is the top G's casket? Everyone should take a moment right now to filter Tate and Andrew Tate from Reddit, Tumblr, etc. and block him on Twitter. He holds no office, no position of power. We can make him go away if we really want to. We can do the same thing with somebody in a position of power. It's Twitter. His rhetoric is already hurting people, considering his Romanian home was raided for suspicions of human trafficking. An American and Romanian woman were found to be held against their will. It took him 10 hours to elaborate that answer. It's like Costanza thinking of a comeback line only the next day. Yeah, well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you. Let's see how many shrimp I can fit in my mouth. Yeah, where'd you get the suits? The toilet store? Oh, dip. There's shrimp kebab, shrimp creole, shrimp gumbo. Count Shrimpula cereal. Count Shrimpula cereal. And a blueberry pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, a little brown sugar, and some shrimp. Shrimp and potatoes. You know, the ocean called, they're running out of shrimp. The jerk store called, they're running out of you. What's the difference? You're their all-time bestseller. The shrimp pita store called, they're running out of Tates. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the life support machine called. Where'd you get your suits? The toilet store? What's the difference? Tate's their all-time bestseller. Well, I had sex with your wife. Where'd you get that comeback? The toilet store? They're not all out of them. The jerk store has plenty of stuff. Except Costanza's delayed comebacks were intellectually far superior to Andrew Tate's. Oh my God. Lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. What did this guy say? Jenny, Count Shrimpula cereal. I have to change my username. I want to be Count Shrimpula. Oh my God. I haven't laughed this hard looking at comments in years. Oh my God. The jerk store called is from Seinfeld. Oh my God. It's called a quip, not a slope. Oh my God. "10 hours to come back with no you." Oh my God. Yeah. You know that's what happened. In my imagination, he spent that entire time working on a comeback. 3 nubby little pencils, 7 empty ramen noodle boxes, a floor covered in wadded up notepad paper left. And this was the winner. I also imagine he had a team of people trying to help him inform this. They spitballed god-awful comebacks, and this is all his crew could do. It feels desperate as hell. Sounds pretty beta to me. If I had wanted a comeback, I'd have wiped it off his father's chin. Took him 10 hours to try and match wits with a child, still failed. You just know he's still hurting inside. He was busy being an alpha male and couldn't answer sooner. Conservatives lack the intelligence to understand clever comebacks. This is scientific fact. The critical thinking centers are tiny compared to leftists. Small Tatey here literally just sees he was insulted and people are laughing. He doesn't understand why and thinks insulting Greta right back will yield the same result. These people are fucking trash and a cancer. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed for him. I love pickup artists because they're a shining example of men's stupidity rather than the complexity of women. Heartthrob. All guys are convinced, blah, blah, blah. That comeback really rolls off the tongue in such a snappy way. It's honestly so embarrassing. Does he just not realize or not care? I think he's legit triggered and so trying to feel better. Not exactly a rational response. These types hate being publicly humiliated because it's their weapon of choice against others. The funny thing is they always double down on the cringe lord status with no self-awareness as to why they were publicly humiliated. It's low-hanging fruit. It's just that Tate is so pathetic he couldn't handle it. Think it's more that it's the last thing you'd expect her to come out with, and that's why it was so devastating. It was the perfect burn for her. She's a genius. In this case, it works because this is a dude that thrives off of his image that he has big dick energy. It's a great comeback. He probably thinks he made the most clever comeback of all time. A day later. How one brain cell can only work so fast. He is literally a professional twat and probably got by that stunt enough subscriptions for another $1 million per month. If everyone would just ignore him, it would be over immediately. But you gotta go ballistic. Shh. Andrew Tate's the type of guy to get in a Twitter beef with a teenage climate activist and lose. The type of guy that tries to compare his dick size with a woman. Imagine telling a girl she has a small pee-pee and meaning it seriously. He really just tried to pull a no you after being fucking eviscerated. I'd say he's a clown, but that's an insult to clowns everywhere. It takes schooling to be a clown. This guy's a scrub. Terrified of his own sister who is a lawyer and won't speak to him. Whoa. Oh my god. Oof. I know you are, but what am I? Buddy, you lost before you even started. When I was in the 5th grade, I changed schools. On the first day in PE class, I started to get bullied in the weirdest way possible. One of the bullies said something to me I'll never forget. "You're so stupid, you can't even count to 5. So I responded with something along the lines of, "I can count to 1,000,000, and started to count. I still lose sleep over my response. Took him a whole day to come up with that weak-ass Pee Wee Herman shit. Does he spice his pizza with cocaine or Molly? He probably spices women's pizzas with roofies, but I don't think he's brave enough to put anything on his own except Viagra. Count Shrimpula. Oh my god, I want to change my screen name. I want to change my screen name now. I want to be Count Shrimpula. Imagine trying to talk about a show you like, get flooded by people screaming about how this show is bad. This is why Ruby fans get defensive against criticism. Who cares? Watch the fucking show. Talk about it with other people who like it. I think it would actually make me happy if I were really into a show or a character and everybody else hated them. Good. I could have it all to myself then. Hey, my partner and I noticed you from across the bar, and we saw that you aren't eating the pickle that came with your sandwich. Can I have it? Alpha male lessons. Get the biggest pickup truck you can, even if you don't use it for work. Screech out of every driveway or parking lot. Get a sticker that says, I clean my AR-15 with liberal tears. Get as many guns as you can and carry them around town. Ew, no. Good. DC Attorney General has opened an investigation into Greg Abbott's relocating migrants to the Capitol. Attorney General has the authority to bring criminal or civil fraud charges. Try indicting Abbott with human trafficking. DOJ must prosecute Greg Abbott for violating Section 274A1A2 of the Immigration and Nationality Act, which makes it a federal crime to transport undocumented persons across state lines. You know, that's something that really sucks. We've been hearing it about Trump. We've been hearing it about the trafficking of migrants. It's been going on for years now. All these obvious laws, statutes, terms that have been broken, that have been violated, and just nothing is ever done. Nothing, ever. Tesla stock lost 72% of its value in a single year, prompting calls from shareholders to remove Musk as CEO. Musk getting booted from Tesla and losing most of his wealth because he bought Twitter to insult trans people would be the funniest shit ever. If men have big and small dick energy, but then what do women have in its place? We don't compare everything in life to the size of our anything. We're a lot smarter than that. We're a lot more imaginative than that. we cis people are explicit about pronouns on top of visual cues in order to help normalize their expression for those who might not be cis. Simple as, I'm not cis, you are. So you're trans. Weird way to come out, but good on you. All these idiots. No, you. I know you are, but what am I? I have got to find a Pee Wee Herman gif. I know you are, but what am I? Yes, there we go. Cute. Why is there Mr. Bean? I just can't get over this shit. Marjorie Three Names advocates for bombing the cartels. Not Mexico, just the cartels that are in Mexico. I'm not cis, you are. I have truly conquered the world. Conquer your hairline next. Oh boy. No one likes that little depopulation twerp. Wouldn't that be you? For not listening to science? Epic levels of cope. Everyone who thinks different than me seems to have a lot of support. No one likes my post telling them the truth. It must be fake. What is that called? The, what is it? It's a fallacy. Everyone's against me, so I must be right. Fallacy. Argumentum ad populum. Affirming something is good because the majority thinks so. No. Okay, I guess. otherwise called the Donald Trump. I thought that's where you shit your pants in public. Same way with election results. If I won, it's legitimate. If I lost, then it's fraud. It's amazing how all the alpha males are so affected by her. It's kind of like they melt, as if they're snowflakes or something. More small dick energy. Who's more likely to buy likes, a rich scam artist or a teenage climate activist? Yeah, you're right. I can't figure out what this swollen off-brand Ken doll is trying to tell me. Thunberg is a bot because of her response. An android sent from the future in the unassuming visage of a little white girl to save the world from the climate disaster that already happened in their time. Maybe they think it's like Voltron. Pile enough small dick guys together and they can project the big dick energy. Merge the hyper dick. Duct taping two chickens together does not an eagle make. Oh my God. That's actually a good one. Oh. Did he block this? Maybe. Aww. Aww. Pro-life governor Greg Abbott, who violated federal laws to abandon human beings in sub-freezing weather for the sake of a political stunt, is calling Biden a hypocrite. That's fucking rich. Well, no you. That's what they have to do. That's how you know they know they're guilty. They do horrible fucking things, and their reaction to it is to either A, ignore it, B, pretend there's no problem with it at all, and here are my ridiculous reasons why there's no problem with it at all, or C, no you. Even if you is not doing anything like what they're doing. No, you. Like fucking little babies. I'm sick of it. I will be right back. No, you. Joe Biden and the Democrats have made it harder for Americans to get ahead. Another great example of how when you control the narrative, you control the naive. 192 nays for raising the minimum wage to 15 by 2025. Shout out to the dude at the airport lounge who opened a book, read 5 or 6 pages, sighed, closed the book, stood up, walked a few steps, and dropped it right in the trash can. What book was it? Who cares? He obviously found it sitting on the seat somewhere. If this post gets 5,000 likes, I'm buying Game of Thrones and making them refilm the whole last season. The White Walkers will get to kill everyone. Who the fuck said it was for sale? I regret not doing PPP loan fraud. Jesus, rich people can't get into heaven. Christians, I think this was a metaphor. George Santos says he makes between 1.75 to 5.75 million annually. He has between 1 to 5 million in cash. The cousin of a sanctioned Russian oligarch funds Santos. Why the hell isn't this a bigger story? Santos is a Trojan horse whose aim is to damage America from within. Ted Cruz fled a winter storm, leaving Texans in the freezing dark. President Biden went to St. Croix for a planned vacation because he gets shit done. They brainwashed you, really? My brother, you paid $44 billion to purchase one of the things you're criticizing. It's wild because when that Andrew Tate tweet was making its rounds the other day, my thought was, wouldn't it be funny if Greta just deadass replied, "Nobody cares you have a micro penis"? But nah, she wouldn't do that. For those few Republicans who've come out against George Santos, they're not angry that he's a liar. They're angry he got caught. The problem isn't that he's some aberration within the GOP. It's that he's too obvious a reflection of exactly what their party represents. Nicely said. Aw, just found out that my husband fills the pup's water dish not from the tap, but from the fridge's water purifier feature. She'd do the same for me, he said. decided to use my 3D printer to figure out how the hell we're doing this. You don't have to have glasses. The glasses thing came about because of the aughts. The aughts are well over. You don't have to do the glasses. This photo op with Biden about to sign this gigantic pile of bills is a pretty good rebuttal to the idea that Congress can't get anything done. Nice to know one of the largest communication platforms in the world is being run by a 13-year-old incel. Maybe not, but you've got the impulse control of a toddler. I really hope you've got some secret plan. But as it stands now, you paid the most ever to be an internet troll. And you have tiny testicles. Jesus Christ. James Joyce's novels, some of the most stunning, relatable, insightful glimpses into the human condition ever written. James Joyce's letters, I like farts and poop and big poopy girl butts. Matt Walsh pretending to feel proud over his transphobe of the year. Did Elon Musk buy Southwest Airlines too? Oh my God. This woman deserves to go viral with this one. Ew. What? I'm gonna make Twitter just as valuable as Tesla. If women had to orgasm to get pregnant, there'd be like 7 Republicans on Earth right now. Don Jr. sure as hell wouldn't exist, I can tell you that much. Absolutely none of Scott Baio's ancestors would even exist. Way back to some bacteria. Russian apologists got some serious brain worms. While we send over $100 billion to Ukraine for weapons, aid, and government salaries, millions struggle to survive here at home, all for a war we could have easily prevented. Blah, blah, blah. Ukrainians are to blame for winter storms. Is there anything that the politically dishonest won't blame Ukraine for? Ooh, another one with thousands of comments. All Greta ever said is don't pollute the fucking earth, and grown men are angry about it. I mean, he is the human manifestation of pollution. She was deliberately amplified so people could pour their 2 minutes of hate onto her and derail the entire argument into who the fuck is this stuck-up kid to tell me what to do, rather than engage in any relevant discussion. At which point her options were to play the game on their terms and become a hate figure to millions, or give up and go home and get the establishment calling her a hypocrite and a coward anyway. She found a pretty decent path through that, in my opinion. And he seems to think that having 33 cars will somehow be worse for emissions, as if he's driving them all at the same time. Nope, he just paid 33 times more, so he can produce the average emission of each car as he drives it. Nice point. Honestly, misogyny is just the tool they choose to use against her. If she weren't a woman, they'd be using some other tactic like with David Hogg. For all the both-siders, you ever wanted proof of how the two aren't even close to the same, just look at how the two sides treated Greta. The left accepted and applauded her for standing up to rich white corporations and the governments that enable them. The other side spewed nonstop vitriol and talked about how a child needed to be raped. My 2 Ferraris. This guy is such a fucking knob. I was highlighting that he needed to capitalize the word "two" to emphasize how small his dick actually is. Cobra taint. Oh, God. As a Muslim, we don't want him. Please take him back. As a person from the Middle East, most of us have no idea who he is. I unfortunately heard of him through Reddit, and I will never forgive Reddit for that. Oh boy. Ba 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 ba. Bingo. If he has a lot of money, it's probably tied up with some sort of Eastern European gangster types you don't want to be tied up with. Bingo. According to him, he in some way got rid of the local mobs, competing casinos and ownership in exchange for being allowed to run the casino and give them a large cut, but not necessarily directly compete with the other casino. So that's really how he made all of that money. A lot of things he says seem to be according to him, with no further verification, and pretty dubious claims. I recently saw a video of him getting dumped by some girl, and she chewed him the fuck out. He was a lot younger and looked like a total dweeb. The video transitioned to this older tater tot smoking cigars in front of expensive cars or whatever, with the cool music in the background. I guess this is meant to show how much better and more successful he's become compared to her, but it comes off as being bitter and resentful. So my takeaway is that he got dumped by a chick, took it very hard, and decided that all women are worthless now and somehow built an empire off of it. Cool. Why is a 40-plus-year-old dude trying to flex hard on a teenager? Beta move if I ever saw one. Dude's like 36 or something, beefing with a 19-year-old girl, LMAO. Don't you know, picking fights with kids is what alpha males do, because people their own age don't take them seriously. That's right. That's right. excellent automaton. Interesting how he actually makes money. He sells get-rich-quick scam courses to his followers. So he tries to get an audience of people that are prone to believe things without questioning them and are chasing this specific lifestyle without wanting to do much of anything for it. To be honest, I doubt he actually owns much. Most of these assholes are leveraged to the hilt and lease all their flash shit, especially the cars and the houses. Usually they end up bankrupt. I will never forget a post I read on Reddit about a guy whose wife was invited to a dinner hosted by Ben Shapiro's wife. His wife had no idea who he was, since this was about 16, 17 before he blew up. When they arrived, he saw Ben just hanging out, being a normal dad with his kids, talking like a normal person, and being a normal guy to everyone. He couldn't believe it was the same person. He realized all that bullshit, hatred, and misinformation was just a fucking act. He said after having small talk with the guy, he's not even sure if he believes in half of the shit he says. And he hated him even more because of it. His whole life was merely an emission. More of a dribble, I'd say. I'm sure this isn't the first time he messaged a teenager about his emissions. Okay. Did that walking can of expired Axe body spray just try to show off a collection of Zoomy Zooms to a teenage girl? Oh my god. Oh shit. Andrew Tate thought he had a pubic hair until he pissed out of it. Oh my god. An easy joke, but a good one. Don't hit the gas if you can't steer, Andrew. He moved to Romania was because they were less likely to pursue sexual assault charges. Oh boy. Oh my God. Yay. He doesn't. Oh, he's embarrassed, all right. He doesn't seem to know it. Too bad. That's just fine. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'd like to report a murder. Nope, not just the climate. The hell? I was scared and I was crying, and that's when they told me I escaped from juvenile and I had a gun. I said I didn't escape from juvenile and I don't have a gun. Jesus Christ. Y'all really want to be freaked out? Google Georgia Tan. Thinking about the time in 1928 when the LAPD couldn't find a missing child, publicly reunited the mother with some random kid to save face, and then institutionalized the mother when she tried to tell people it wasn't her son rather than admit their mistake. Yeah, they did a movie based on that, I think. To people complaining sex abuse cases have created a world where men now have to think many times before they touch a woman. Yes, that's the point. It's called consent. Welcome to human decency. Thank you, dude. I like how right-wingers try to make themselves look handsome, even though that's not handsome. That's like a right-winger Aryan person's version of handsome. Okay. And one ring to bind them. Okay. Those that support war should be the first to enlist. I don't want another pointless war in the Middle East, but let's be clear. You don't fuck with the United States of America. That shit flies under Obama, but not real Donald Trump. You're 27 years old, Tommy. I'm sure you'll enlist, right? You're such an outspoken patriot who loves this country. Should be no problem to serve in uniform, right? Okay. Oh my God, how many times are you gonna repost this bullshit? So the Supreme Court is not letting Biden, the chief executive, end Title 42, a program begun through executive action, by using executive action, kneecapping the presidency and hoping we won't notice. Oh my God. Breaking. A major sporting event features scantily clad dancers doing highly sexual twerking in front of literally thousands of children. Why did you let this happen, Chaya Rachik? Why won't libs of TikTok call out this mass event? They are literally tempting children with candy while practically nude. How could Matt Walsh and Tim Pool let this happen? Joe Rogan, you sick fuck, why won't you talk about this? Oh my God. Libs of TikTok posted a video to make it appear as though drag queens were getting naked in front of kids. But that's not what happened at all. Of course not. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf, but have you heard of... Oh, Spigot on a Bigot? I was thinking of something else. Police raided a terminally ill Kansas man's hospital room because he allegedly used a weed vape and THC paste to ease the symptoms of the cancer that will kill him within weeks. He is set to appear in court. I would wait for a trial for years to make sure these pigs get their comeuppance. That's all I can say. If I were his family, go ahead. Try to stretch it on for years. I'll wait. He can't, but his family can. Dmitry Medvedev, the former president of Russia, predicts that 2023 will mark the rise of the Fourth Reich, the collapse of the EU, a third world war, and a second civil war in the U.S. All at the same time, huh? Elon Musk celebrates the prediction as an epic thread. What the hell is wrong with him? He thinks it will not affect him at all. That's what that shit means. If all that shit did go on all at once, he probably actually believes he will be kept safe and sound somewhere where he could enjoy the show from a distance. It's all about timing. This is where Elon and his brother began selling billions of Tesla stock. Nailed the top to the week. Now down 72% after telling his fans to keep buying as he kept dumping it. Maybe Southwest Airlines should spend less. Yeah, I talked to this bitch. Kwanzaa is a very real holiday since a very real year of 1966, I believe. Just to confirm, the contrarians are the guys who have the #1 podcast, the #1 TV show, and the owner of Twitter. Miss Universe Ukraine 2022, Victoria Apanasenko, took to her social media to reveal the national costume. It symbolizes her nation's fight against the darkness, like an Archangel Michael with a sword protecting Ukraine. It was made in 4 months with no electricity and constant sirens looming above. I love everything about Ukraine showing up to Miss Universe like this. That is awesome. She looks like a fucking boss fight. Or a video game boss you encounter for a major fight. I wonder if she won. Stop complaining, says billionaire investor Charlie Munger. Everybody's 5 times better off than they used to be. Don't you have the urge to do something to that face, to that shriveled up little head? Tucker Carlson accidentally identified another insurrectionist today. Happy holidays. I especially like that ring she decided to wear on his show. Genius move. Greek historian Herodotus tells the story of how King Croesus of Lydia, widely famed as the world's richest man, consulted the oracle at Delphi about his plan to attack Persia under its king Cyrus. The oracle responded, "If you attack Persia, you will destroy a great empire." Emboldened by that, Croesus invaded, destroying his own empire, not Cyrus's. What oracle did Elon Musk consult before setting out to destroy Twitter? Well, Larry Ellison is one of his biggest backers. History repeats. Okay. Ben Shapiro gets roasted hard on Twitter for his idiotic Glass Onion review. Are you mad because even with nepotism you never had a movie career? Or are you mad because your wife put your PlayStation controller on a high shelf again? You're just mad because you weren't asked to return for the sequel. That's a lot of tweets to say you couldn't figure out the plot till it was explained to you at the end of the movie, Benji. I would hate to live your sad life where literally nothing can be enjoyable because it's seen through the lens of whatever weird views you have. He made a fantastic first film, which of course you are completely ignoring and acting like he doesn't have artistic ability. I regret to inform you that The Sixth Sense is actively bad. First, the writing. The entire movie is a complete misdirect and a waste of time. We only find out the guy is dead the whole time at the very end. Also, I've never pleased a woman in bed. Is this tweet thread just bad writing, or do you genuinely not understand how pulpy tropes and homages work? You get in there, and you make it about wokeness. It must be hard being such a dumb, untalented man and seeing what smart, talented people can do. Joel Osteen, one of the richest pastors in the U.S., has 5 fireplaces, 3 elevators, and a driveway that can fit over 20 cars, including his Ferrari. Joel doesn't pay any taxes, but you do. Why is this? Oh boy. Damn good question. It's not damn good anymore because many people have been asking this question for a very long time. This is the guy that does his baby talk fucking speaking in tongues or whatever it is on TV. Literally, I hate his face. The Germans have a word for this, which is definitely in my top favorite German words of all time. Backpfeifengesicht. Backpfeifengesicht. Whatever. German people really know how to make words that capture a contempt for a particular person, but it would be really nasty if applied in a broad brush. Schadenfreude, for example, is on its own a nasty feeling, but we've all seen particularly bad people who we get satisfaction from their lives getting shittier. A bit like if David Schwimmer and Nick Cage had a baby, and that baby either absorbed his twin in utero, except for the chin, or was born without a chin. And okay. Oh, man. Dig up Rush Limbaugh. Ben Shapiro bot. Kyle Rittenhouse is at the top of that list for me. Mainly because he's going to end up making a lot of money from the far right because he murdered a protester. People talk about handouts. I work my ass off while this kid is going to be handed his future because he's a shitty person. Cool. Okay. Someone punch me, please. I had forgotten about that schmarmy little weasel. Looks like Martin Short's evil twin. Hey, don't make fun of Martin Short like that. Oh man, all this arguing over personal versus business income. Fuck this sovereign citizen bullshit. Why are we all not registering as a church? Because we're not a church. So we're not gonna try to profit off of that shit. Democrats outraged over Christmas Eve migrant drop-off at VP's house. Not Democrats, humans. That's cute. Okay, I'm out.